Thanks everybody for coming. And what this is the process of maintaining your pool. So what I'd like to do is to demonstrate a couple of techniques in order to get your pool looking as crystal clean as possible. Also to make sure that you don't have issues as far as the sanitization of your pool and the filtration is right. So you can go to the next slide. So this is what typically happens when your pool gets away from you. You can see the pictures, you have kind of green soup looking, could be frogs in there as well, leaves. It's just something that's completely got out of control. And if you were to take a sample of water into your local pinch a penny, it would probably offer you a pool stabilizer, chlorine, new filtration system, all kinds of different things in order to get your pool back in. But what I note is that there's two main keys to get your pool back in, to make it as clean as possible. Go to the next slide. So in order to have a great looking pool, the main 2 points are your pool balance and proper filtration. The pool balance is by far the best way to do it. And I think what happens is if your pH is out of balance, then your chlorine level doesn't work as effectively as it could. And also if your chlorine level is high, your pH could also be shifted in the wrong direction. And the other one being proper filtration is to make sure that your pool is recirculating like it should and that it's actually filtering out the components that it's supposed to be doing. You can go to the next slide. So a simple test kit to tell you what your pH level needs to be at and your chlorine level is the best indicator of where your pool is actually sitting. The pH level for our eyes is 7.4, and for a pool it needs to be between 7.2 and 7.6. And when that's in the right range, between 7.2 and 7.6, it means your chlorine level is most effective at that point. If it's too high or too low, your chlorine is not sanitizing and not doing what it should do. Go to the next slide. So there's different types of chlorine generation systems. Mine is a saltwater chlorinator, and you can see here the 3,100 ppm of salt. So ideally you want to maintain between 2,700 and 3,400 ppm of salt in your pool, and then it effectively generates the chlorine by itself. And then if your pH is right, you shouldn't have any problem with any kind of algae buildup, any kind of yellowing, green algae, mold, any kind of stuff in your pool. But it's all about the first point is your proper pool balance. So you go to the next slide. So the next one is your filtration system. So this is a timer on my pool pump showing that it's set for roughly 5 hours. The pool filter actually takes the pool water and recirculates it through a filter media, whether it's dimaceous earth or if it's could be a different type of filter media, and it actually pumps it back into the pool and it filters out any of the biologicals that's in the water. So in the summertime you want to run it for a little bit longer, say between 4 and 6 hours, and then in the wintertime you can turn it down to around an hour. Next slide. So this is just a pressure indicator on my fuel cell. And it basically shows that I'm running at about 19 psi. And what happens when your filter gets blocked up, the pressure increases, and then it just lets you know that it's time to do maintenance on that filter. So between getting the pool balance correct with your pH and your chlorine level, and having your proper filtration system in good working order, your pool should be. Go to the next slide. Should be in good working order. And this another thing is too the skimmer versus the bottom drain. If there's a balance between both the top line and the bottom portion of the pool, in order to get the maximum filtration, you need to be able to skim the water off the top as well as the bottom to make sure that you're recirculating the water through the system as well. Next slide. And here's a picture of my pool. It's kind of hard to see in this picture, but it's crystal clean, and I've had this pool for about 9 years and haven't had too many issues with it, other than when the pH is off, which is usually through rain, or if basically if the salt level gets low in the pool. I think that's the end of the slide there. It's another picture from it. Basically, well, I do thank you guys for your time. My demonstration on how to maintain a pool.